Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Hello and welcome to another episode of India's Most Responsible Companies. On this series, we feature the CSR efforts of those companies that are driven to think beyond profit. These are companies that are contributing to the socio-economic development of India at the grassroots level. Today we are in the beautiful state of Goa, exploring all that Colorcon Asia is doing to improve healthcare, sanitation and education of children in Goan villages. 25 years ago, global pharmaceutical company Colorcon Asia began its journey in India and has since 2003 made Goa its home. Its state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities in Goa not just generate employment opportunities for locals, but also play a key role in putting the Indian pharma sector on the world map thanks to its best-in-class products and services. But apart from its business success, Goans know Colorcon Asia for its generous heart.
Over 20 years, Colorcon has invested heavily in India to support market need and provide best-in-class pharmaceutical products and services. We recognize that our responsibilities go far beyond producing pharmaceutical film coatings and excipients.
The company believes in fostering inclusive development and has been spearheading numerous social programs in Goa's remotest villages. Colorcon is committed to improving healthcare, sanitation and education access for the underprivileged through its purpose-driven CSR programs. Leading these initiatives is Rajesh Parab, South Asia MD of Colorcon, who strongly believes in catalyzing the socio-economic development of economically weaker sections of the society and providing them with a ray of hope. And to tell us more about all the CSR activities of Colorcon Asia here in Goa, we are now joined by Rajesh Parab, Managing Director South Asia at Colorcon. Welcome to the show, Rajesh. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure too.
Colorcon Asia is, of course, a world-class supplier of pharmaceuticals. You invest a lot in R&D, you invest a lot in technology, in manufacturing. You also invest a lot in social good, and that's what we are seeing here in Goa. Tell us about your broad focus areas as far as your corporate social responsibility activities are concerned.
Yeah, I'll tell briefly about Colorcon first. We are a global organization. We are very ethically bound. We have our own values and vision. We are strictly controlling our ethics, and one of the objectives of the company is to make sure that we return back something to the society. We are conscious about the environment,
right,
and our CSR program is revolving around the focus that we have. We are a mid-sized organization when you compare to the big pharma companies,
right,
but we do focus on our primary goal of giving a healthcare as a support or secondary support to the government, as well as our own projects, and also working with the class of society where they have the pride of education, good education.
Right. All right. And today, what are your core focus areas for CSR activities? I believe you focus a lot on health and sanitation as well as education. Tell us a little more about the goals that you've set for each of these verticals.
There are two areas, healthcare and education. In the healthcare, we look at prevention rather than treatment type of courses. So we work with our partners who get into the remote places where the people have no access to government facilities. So we do a health checkup, like a dental checkup, health checkup. We start from the young children in the schools, so ensuring that they have a good dental hygienes. And that is where, if you don't have a good dental status of your health, then that has got an impact on your overall general health. You don't eat properly, you have malnutrition, you don't digest properly.
Correct.
And we educate the people about communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases, how to take care. We provide them some support. We refer them to big hospitals, and we talk to the big hospital about taking these people on priority.
tell me, when and how did all your CSR initiatives begin here in Goa, and are they spread only around Goa? What is the reach like?
Majorly we are spread in Goa because that is where we could monitor ourselves. Our objective is not to give funds and then leave there.
Right.
We want to see how it happens. We want to get ourselves involved, our employees involved. But we do have some projects we are doing outside of Goa. We have worked with Dr. Baba Amte, that foundation.
Right.
So we have donated a lot of beds for those patients there, some equipments there, and some small projects like blood banks, giving them fractionating machines in areas like Mumbai, outside of Goa, some places. And Colorcon Development Society also, where we are working, they are also operative in Maharashtra and Karnataka.
Right. So with all the various initiatives you have here in Goa, roughly what number of people are you impacting every day?
I believe that it is more than 40% of the total population of the state that we are covering.
What have your biggest challenges been working here at the grassroots level?
The main challenge is there's so much to do. So apart from government, we have other partners, like we work with Sangat, we have Colorcon Development Society as one of the partners, we have Voluntary Health Association of Goa. These are the three key partners. And then we have projects which we take up not on a sustainable basis, maybe a one-time support to them.
Right.
So total around 10 partners. So they help us and they become our eyes and hands. We have Connexus, CSR partner.
Right.
They manage this project.
Connexus has been associated with Colorcon since inception of the CSR program. We are working with them in developing the strategy, in rolling out the strategy, in monitoring the programs, identification of partners, doing the audit process on the program, and continuously improving the program.
What's the kind of transformation you've been able to see in the health of the people here?
We have freed a lot of villages from the need to go for tankers. Open defecation, almost more than 40 villages we have made it to nil.
Right.
Education, all the street children, almost the areas in which we work, we have not seen any children just spending their time out. We go to each of their parents' houses and then bring them and put them in our remedial schools.
Right. And you also have the Arogya Express initiative. What is that all about?
Okay. Arogya Express is our lead program in the healthcare, mainly focused on the prevention. So we have 2 health vans and we have dental health checkup van. That program is run in association with the Voluntary Health Association of Goa. So they go to different villages on a routine schedule basis, and people are actually waiting for them. That's more popular. They don't have to leave their work and go to a nearby village or city to go to PHC. Plus, the response that we get is based on our service that we give to them. So if they are happy, we would see a repeat number of people.
One of the important focus areas of Colorcon Asia's CSR program is rural healthcare. The company has several interventions in this space, one of them being its mobile health checkup service, Arogya Express, executed by the Voluntary Health Association. These mobile vans travel from village to village, offering early diagnosis and treatment of many critical diseases at the very doorsteps of the underprivileged living in remote areas and often having little or no access to quality healthcare services.
Thanks to Colorcon's Arogya Express, we now get good medical treatment and medicines close to home.
You're also working to improve sanitation in a lot of villages here. Tell us about all the work you've done on that front, and access to water used to be a very big challenge here. How have you helped ease that?
A lot of villages don't have access to clean drinking water. And so they have to go far off places to collect the water or depend on the supplies coming from the PWC. So team of volunteers surveyed a lot of villages in the south of Goa. They're doing it in other places also. And so we started one at a time, tapping the natural water, creating reservoirs, distribution channels, and to make all of these villages free from depending on the external supply of water like tankers.
Right.
And this supports them throughout the year, so they don't even have to work. We also worked with those villages where they have wells which are not used, to clean them and use them as a source of water. Solar pumps were fitted onto these wells so that they get the water supply without putting a lot of efforts.
Yeah.
And wherever there are rivers close by, we have projects to create reservoirs close to that, and that should support.
The issue here was just storage of water, because of topography, all water used to flow down and go to some other places, and we never had a storage capacity here. We could not store the water here. This Colorcon company and voluntary association of Goa, when approached our village, I recollect the information, and I would say that they help us here to get problem solved.
Today there's also a lot of concern about the environment the world over. Every corporate organization needs to do business in a responsible and sustainable manner. At Colorcon Asia, what are the sort of green business practices that you're following? How do you ensure that as a manufacturing company, you're not polluting the environment?
When we designed the plant, we worked on a lean concept to eliminate any waste. We are zero discharge facility in Goa, so nothing is wasted. We monitor our requirement of water, our energy, and keep on improving them year on year per kilo that we produce. We have a solar lighting systems. All the lights inside the plant are LED, so they are low energy.
Right.
There are sensors which detects if you need the lights, and then only they will get it on. Everything that we do, we audit them and ensure that nothing is wasted.
Alright, so on that note, we are going to head into a short break right now, but stay with us because the conversation with Rajesh Parab of Colorcon Asia continues on the other side. You are watching our special series, India's Most Responsible Companies. Welcome back to India's Most Responsible Companies. On the show today, we are in Goa exploring all that Colorcon Asia is doing to become a responsible company. And I'm now in conversation with Rajesh Parab, Managing Director, South Asia at Colorcon. Rajesh, what are the sort of investments that you make annually in CSR activities? How important is CSR for the company?
It's one of our policies. We have a team of people who monitor that. We have a CSR committee who meet on a regular basis, and we allocate funds which are close to 2% of our gross profits every year.
Right. And as part of your CSR initiatives here in Goa, your focus is also on education of children. So tell us a little more about that. What is the goal setting you've done on that front, and what is the reach like? What are the activities all about?
We would like to cover entire Goa, if you could, in terms of ensuring that everybody gets the education under SSA. So we work with the government also to identify how we can collaborate with them.
Right.
Like we have different children with the different needs, special need children, so you need a special teachers for them. So we work on the background to train those teachers.
Right.
We need to identify these children and work with them. So we have more than 10 resource rooms created with the different schools spread across Goa. Right. And that keeps on adding, so this number would change every month, I would say.
Alright, and nutrition is also an important part of getting kids to school. That's something that you've focused on. How has that really impacted the dropout rate? Has it reduced?
We work on these children who come from the society where their parents don't have sufficient time to give to children. They are busy with their work, they are migrant laborers. So we take care of their nutrition needs so that they can focus on the studies. These are not a full-fledged schools, right, but we ensure that they are educated to a level where they can get into the mainstream. So when they come to school, one of their motive is that they would get a nice food there, and that helps us to maintain the consistent ratio, that they would definitely motivated to attend the school regularly.
You also have a remedial education program for weak kids in math, science and English. How does that program work, and what is the sort of transformation that you've been able to see in children thanks to that program?
One of the reasons for dropout of the main schools, we saw that the children were having difficulty in learning the key things like math, science. These are the subjects that are tough. And if they don't follow or catch up with the other students, they would not go to the school.
Right.
So teachers, we work with the teachers in these schools, and they identify this type of children who needs additional coaching in this class from 5th to 8th. And then we run schools in North Goa and South Goa where they come in the afternoon sessions.
Yeah.
So special teachers work with them to polish their skills in these subjects.
Very good initiative has been taken up by Colorcon Asia Limited, and this is required in most of the government schools. So it has helped a very lot, I can say, in my school. They are taking remedial classes. One teacher has been deputed for it, and the teacher takes the classes in English, maths and science. And we have seen a lot of improvement among the students.
You were speaking earlier about supporting differently abled kids. Let's talk a little more about that. How do you support differently abled kids? What sort of a program do you have in place, and how are you ensuring that they are not left out of the mainstream?
So we create a resource room for them, so
Right.
which will have activities to boost the special needs of those children, the different way of teaching them through pictures, through games. So those types of activities are carried out.
Apart from all the investments you're making in enhancing the capabilities of teachers, what sort of investments are you making in infrastructure at the school level?
In order to ensure that our project success, we also work with the schools where the infrastructure is not that great. So we provide them computers, air conditioning units, so that we have a computer lab there, where earlier they used to have 1 or 2 computers. But we would give them now big numbers, with each student gets an access so they can learn.
Right.
We build resource rooms where all the infrastructure is provided by Colorcon. Sanitation, so providing them a bio toilets which are green again.
Yeah.
They take care of the environmental issues. We worked with college level where they are working on the industry type of projects to provide them instruments, big equipments.
Yeah. And how do you involve the local communities here in your CSR initiatives, whether it's health or sanitation or education?
Most of the projects are running in the villages, and village in Goa there is a village panchayats. The panchayat members, they appreciate the work,
Right.
so they give us a good support. We have volunteers from our partners, so they are closely working with the villagers as well as the other authorities in the local panchayat members. So we involve them in that way.
And they're receptive and happy to work on these projects?
They're very happy, and they come out with a lot of other requests every time when we meet them.
Right,
So we get a very good feel actually meeting them.
right. And within the organization, how do you sort of build that culture of giving back to society? Are your employees engaged in CSR activities as well?
Yes, we have a program where we inform or update our employees about what our activities we are doing.
Right.
We publish them internally. We provide them a platform where they can contribute, they can join us whenever we go to schools. Our managers, they participate in big activities. Anytime if you have any program or special drives for these type of our CSR activities.
Right.
Our employees sometimes also contribute on their own personal ways,
Right.
and then we work together, we take them to old age homes, so they also have a feeling of some gratitude.
Right. And finally, what is your long-term vision for Colorcon Asia, both on the business front as well as the CSR front?
Our vision is to meet our expectations of our customers and to provide them with a reliable supplier whom they can trust in terms of everything. It's not only about commercial things.
Right.
We want to have a partners who has a social responsibility. That connects us with our CSR program. We continue to do a sustainable programs. We don't want to do a program which is only for a year and so.
Yes.
All these programs were started in 2013. They're continuing and they're growing, the most important.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Rajesh. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Well, with that, it's a wrap of this episode of India's Most Responsible Companies. We'll be back next time with another episode and another tale of a corporate organization from India that's doing business with a heart. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.